Well, hi everybody. It's Marcia from GratitudeSpeak, your life and business coach, and I wanted to come to you today and share from an experience that I had yesterday, or not yesterday, but very recently, because it was a situation that really made my heart hurt, professionally and even personally. Because for those of you who are familiar with me, you know that I am all about the relationship in both business and your professional persona. And so it hurts when I realize that there is someone out there, especially in the professional realm, that does not understand the power and the potential for revenue and referrals and retention because they lack the relationship skills. And that is one of the things that I am passionate about. That is one of the things that you learn when you work with me, is that there's a payoff in powerful relationships. And so let me put this in perspective. For those of you who do not know who I am, thank you for the love. Keep that coming and share this out if you know someone who would benefit from this. I am Marcia White. I'm the founder and chief content officer for GratitudeSpeak, which is a life and business coaching practice that I've run for a while now. And I help you in different areas of your life and business. And we can get into that if you want to click the Book Me link and schedule a 30-minute call with me to find out how I can support you. But let me set the stage of what prompted this particular, thanks for sharing that. Let me set the stage for what prompted this particular topic today. Recently, now let me give you a background. I have for many, many years as a professional and a former sales professional of over 10 years working for another company, making them a lot of money. And now that I'm on my own doing coaching, playing to my strengths and the lessons that I've learned, I have networked a tremendous amount. I have invested a tremendous amount of time and energy and resources to become, as Malcolm Gladwell says in his book, The Tipping Point, which I highly recommend you read, I am what they call a connector. And what that means is I take pride in online and offline relationships because people do business with who they know, like, and trust. I think that's kind of a duh for everybody. But more than that, when I refer someone to you, or I set up an introduction with someone for you, that is my reputation, my name, my hard work on the line. And I want to make sure that it's a good fit all around. And so because I have pushed networking so hard, I actually teach that in one of my business coaching modules. It is important that I have a true sense of not only what you do, but who you are, the person that you are, what makes you tick, how passionate about what you do, that you bring to the table that shows up. In fact, I just made a referral yesterday to someone who is another coach, but it's because I can't coach that particular person. And I have no problem starting new relationships. But let me tell you this, when I do refer, it's because I've done my diligence on the person. And so to that end, a friend of mine who is a service-based provider, hey, Dr. Lowe, how are you? Good to see you too, Kelly, thank you. A friend of mine who is a service-based provider discovered that I knew another person who is a goods provider who has brick and mortar locations, several. And so they came to me and they said, I see that you know such and such. Would you feel comfortable making an introduction? And because I have a true sense of how both of these individuals operate, both online and offline, and particularly in their business and their personal life, I felt very comfortable doing that for them. The other thing is, I don't abuse the relationships that I've worked so hard to promote. So usually when someone gets a call or an email or a text message from me that says, I think that you ought to connect, there's synergy with this person or what they do, or would you mind, let's meet after work for a cocktail or for a cup of coffee, or in my case, tea. or let's have lunch or whatever, people tend to be more receptive because I don't call in too many favors, because I want people to know if Marcia says it's worth your time meeting this person, now saying make a Facebook connection, that's a little bit different on social media. But especially offline, when I do that, people kind of tend to respond to that. And that comment was actually made yesterday. I keep saying yesterday, and I apologize for that. Something good happened to me yesterday. I'm really focused on that. But in any event, when I had the meeting with these individuals, the brick and mortar person said to my friend, the service provider, I'm really glad that you went through Marcia to set this up, because I really don't have a lot of time. I'm totally invested in my business, and I show up at my locations to make sure that things are running the way they should be, and that I'm aware of any issues that the staff might have so that it doesn't spill over into the customer. And that really made me feel good, but it also let my friend know that I'm serious about bringing quality way over, way past, way beyond quantity. All right. And so as they got into the conversation, my service-based professional friend was saying, his little spiel, because I had to leave the table and take a couple of phone calls. It really wasn't my meeting, so I was okay to do that. But what pained me when I got back to the table and to the conversation was my service-based friend was asking my goods provider, who is it that does this for you? And who is, your banker? And just trying to get an idea of the kinds of relationships that they already had, A and B already had. And my goods provider said, I hear from my banker and the other people that you've asked me to identify. I hear from them so seldom, I can't even recall their names. Well, I was really just kind of the connector, and I was the bystander. I was like the third party. I promise you, I was embarrassed and hurt and a little bit ticked off, not at the people at the table, but at the people that are allegedly doing business with one of my friends. And it probably would not have been any different with anybody else that I had met or known. But I said to myself, good Lord, first of all, they're a candidate for my relationship marketing module. But more than that, it's like, my God, do they not realize that the revenue is in the relationship? The chance for retention, referrals, rave reviews, and obviously, again, revenue is all tied up in how you treat the customers or clients that you presently have. If you hear me say nothing else today, understand me clearly, because I know I'm about to get really, really passionate, but it is so important. Hey Regina, when you are a service professional, when you are a goods professional, it does not matter. When you are a business professional, please ma'am, please sir, understand a basic equation. And I am no mathematician, trust me. But it costs more to replace lost revenue from clients who are not happy or don't have a real tie, a real connection to you, than it does to keep them happy as you're recruiting new business. It's a very simple concept. It's a very simple equation, but it is something that most people miss, or not, if not most, too many people miss the mark. And they figure that, well, I've got the business. Well, let me tell you something. At the risk of sounding really, really mean, any idiot can get to first base, connect with the bat, and get to first base the first time. But in order to stay in the game for the long haul, to get all the way to the championship, which is when, people start to not only stay with you, but refer and review you, you have got to be about the relationship. If that is you, if that is someone that you know, friend, colleague, coworker, fellow entrepreneur, please share this video with them. Please let them know there is help available. That is my lane, and I'm really good at my lane. You guys have heard me, for whoever has listened to me in the past, you know how passionate I am about relationships in business, online and offline. All right, you're right, Regina. It is the key to successful building, because people, no matter what they do and provide goods or services, they're people. They deserve to be treated as such. They should be honored and respected and cared for and cared about, far above getting their signature on the check or the contract. Because that's how most of us want to be treated. I would say all of us, but I know there's a few that really could care less. As long as they get what they want, they're on to the next transaction on both sides of the equation. However, most smart business people know that there's tons of noise out here. We've talked about it on live streams before, and we will talk about it again. There are tons of people out here in the marketplace who want your customers and your clients. And they'll be more than happy to acquire that business because you are not handling it well. It doesn't take a lot of effort. It does take strategies. It does take tactics, all of which I can help you with. But if you don't get your head wrapped around the main concept, there's not a whole lot that you can do to salvage your career. And you might want to go and work for somebody else where you're guaranteed a paycheck and it really doesn't matter. I was embarrassed for names that I could not even tell you. I hope to only meet them in the sense that I can help them. But I wanted to share this teachable moment because it struck me as so odd that here is a successful businessman in the company of another successful businessman, and one of them cannot, name the people who are really responsible for a large part of their business. We were talking about financing, we were talking about marketing, we were talking about merchandising, we were talking about a full spectrum of available services that my first friend, brought out. And here the second guy is. It's not his responsibility to remember you as the banker or the lawyer or the investment advisor or the, whatever the service is that you provide. It is on you. It is on me to keep that man, that woman, that company satisfied with the level of customer service, customer care, customer connection, customer outreach. That's on us, people. All right? It is imperative that you get that and make sure that others that you are in contact with get that, because if not, you have no right to complain. In fact, in my estimation, and I know this sounds harsh, but this is how passionate I am about this subject, you have no right to enter the conversation if you're not even trying to get this concept. It's kind of like the way that I feel about the elections in this country. And I'm not talking about Democratic or Republican or independent. I'm talking about if you don't get out and vote, you have no conversation with me about the outcome of the election. Whether your candidate wins or loses, at least you've participated. You've done all you can. That's the important point. And so, if I can, again, share nothing else, make nothing else resonate with you, please, ma'am, please, sir, if there's someone that you know that may be struggling around the whole concept, the whole idea of how to keep customers, keep them engaged, keep them happy, and they're struggling with that, or even if you sense that they're struggling with that, I would love for you to share this link and tell them to hit the Book Me link. All right. The other invitation is there's a bit.ly link that is for my private Facebook group. It's called GratitudeSpeak Collaborates, and we are going to be shifting the direction a little while. We have a good size group, but we want more engagement. So I'm going to be doing some things a little bit differently in the group, and you are more than welcome to click on that link and request membership. But as always, I just wanted to show up, share valuable information to help you be better for yourself, be better for those that you serve, be better for those that you support, and always remind you as we close that there is always a reason and opportunity every day to show kindness and give gratitude, because that's what Gratitude Speak is all about, empowering you. Make it your mission today to show some kindness to someone, even if it's yourself, and to give gratitude to someone. And you will be blessed beyond measure, online and offline, in your personal and your business life. So thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. And I pray that it has been of value to you, that it blesses you, that it prospers you, and that you will be able to be stronger, better, more purposeful, and definitely more profitable in your marketplace space. Until the next time, see you then. Bye.